Olivia, may I have a word with you? Yes, Brittany. What is it? You need to be more considerate of those around you. Huh? What do you mean all of a sudden? I mean exactly what I said. I guess you don't realize how bad you are at housework. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Because you don't do your part, poor Paul has to suffer. I'm sorry. I thought I was doing my best. Oh my! Paul has never praised you, has he? Well... That's all your fault too. The reason he doesn't defend you. I don't think that's true. I believe Paul appreciates me even if he doesn't say it. What? How presumptuous! You're just not trying hard enough. You need to get it together. Right. I really feel sorry for my son. If you were more careful, we could have been a better family. Too bad. I'll work harder from now on and make a home Paul can be happy with. Don't forget those words. Yes. For example, the way you fold the laundry is so sloppy. Paul has a demanding sales job, you know? Have you ever thought about that? You're right. I'll be more careful. And when he gets home from work, the house should be a relaxing environment, don't you think? With your cooking too, you need to put in more effort for balanced nutrition. At the very least, you should master his favorite dishes. That's a wife's duty. I understand. Also, socialize with the relatives more often. As part of this family, it's expected. I don't know if you're shy or what, but you are not a child. You're right. I'm sorry. It seems like the neighbors don't have a good impression of us either. Even them? You really need to be more self-aware and put in the effort. Yes. Olivia, are you truly remorseful with that attitude? Paul is too kind to really criticize you, but you need to realize just how inconsiderate you're being. Sorry. For my son's sake, you need to be a better wife. If you don't get your act together, our entire family's reputation will suffer. I'll be more mindful. Do you remember me? What an inconsiderate, unmannerly daughter-in-law you are. Uh-huh, Brittany. It's been a long time. How dare you? There's a way to speak to your mother-in-law. I'm simply stating facts. It's been 5 years since you stopped associating with the relatives, hasn't it? A long time, but also not that long. This time, you'll have no choice but to live with us again. So, when will you be moving back here? Brittany, it's been a while. But no, you're not my mother-in-law anymore. What are you talking about? How presumptuous of a daughter-in-law? Huh? I'm no longer in a position to have anything to do with you. What do you mean? At a time when your husband is in serious trouble? Serious trouble? Well, I'd be shocked too if my husband's affair came out. But a wife must stay strong. You have to tolerate your husband's infidelity. No. Do you realize how much we've struggled while you were gone? My son has been anguished because of you. Suffering? Yes. It's irresponsible for you to abandon your family over your husband's affair. You should be supporting him. Supporting him? Yes. Marriage is about overcoming difficulties together. You have no sense of family responsibility. But I don't want to hear excuses. Come back immediately and fulfill your family duty. But don't butt me. Have you considered how much my son has suffered while you're gone? No, it's really pathetic. How pitiful that my son has a wife like you. That's harsh. It's embarrassing you were ever part of this family. Embarrassing? Yes, be more self-aware. Understood. But, Brittany, Let me say it again. You need to come back and support my son. That's your duty. That's enough. Yes, you have that responsibility. You need to move in now. It's your duty as a family. Responsibility? That's right. But, Brittany, we've already divorced. Divorced? I don't believe that. It's been 5 years. What? My son never told me. We've gone our separate ways. You are still responsible for him. But I am no longer in a position to be involved. Of course you are. You were family. But I have a new life now. A new life? That's irrelevant. I'm sorry, but I can't discuss this further. How pitiful that my son has a wife like you deserting him. You see, Paul and I are already divorced. I understand wanting a divorce, but that's no good. Even if you say no, we don't have feelings for each other. I don't think I want to get back together too. You're abandoning Paul? Abandon? Divorcing now would ruin your reputation too, you know. Excuse me? My son is in a wheelchair because of the accident, and as a wife, you are going to take care of him. Huh? That's what married couples do. Wait, you said he is in a wheelchair from an accident? This is the first time I'm hearing of it. Huh? Oh, so that's it. He came back home alone so he wouldn't worry you. No, what a kind boy. To think of others even badly disabled himself. Yet you, his wife, never even visited him in the hospital. You cold-blooded person. Heartless wretch. We've gone our separate ways. I think we should respect his new life. I won't accept that. You're just running away. I'm not running. I don't want excuses. If you abandon him, I won't forgive you. It's not about forgiving. We're no longer involved. You were part of this family. Please, let me explain fully. There seems to be some misunderstanding and missing information. Misunderstanding? Missing information? What is it? First of all, the affair you mentioned was over 5 years ago, when Paul and I divorced. Huh? It's not that you don't want a divorce. It had already happened years ago. Yes, that's right. After our divorce, I heard he remarried the woman he had the affair with. I beg your pardon? So I haven't seen or heard about him in 5 years. Until speaking with you now about his wheelchair situation, which is very unfortunate. But given that background, Paul and I are already separate people, living different lives. I don't think you would want me caring for him now. I haven't heard any of that. It seems so, but it's the truth. No, you're lying. Huh? 5 years ago was around when you cut off all ties with Paul's family. After that, he only came to family events by himself. Exactly, because we had divorced. Shut up! You're just making up obvious lies because you don't want to care for your wheelchair-bound husband. I'm not lying. You can check our records. Like, I'll waste my time believing a lying wife? Yeah. Anyway, you need to move back here and live with us immediately. Of course, you'll keep working since he can't for a while. We'll rely on you to support us. And we'll need to renovate the house to be wheelchair accessible. All those costs will be on you. This is all ridiculous. How dare you abandon my son when he needs you? Please confirm the truth with him. Even if you don't believe me, I'm only stating facts. Excuse me. Where are you going? This conversation isn't over. I won't continue this pointless discussion any further. Pointless? You really are heartless. Whether I seem heartless is your own emotional issue. I've only stated facts. You're not seeing reality. Fulfill your family duty. What duty? We've legally severed ties. Legal ties may be cut, but not emotional ones. That's your view. We chose separate lives. While my son suffers, you'll do nothing? Which is why I ask you confirm the facts for his sake too. Now if you'll excuse me. Olivia, I need to ask you something. What about your job? You need to work steadily or you'll struggle financially going forward. Huh? What do you mean? Always playing dumb. You quit your job, didn't you? Just last month, they said. What? Did you contact my workplace? I went there in person. When I asked to see you at the reception, they said you had resigned. As the wife who will need to support Paul from now on, what were you thinking, you fool? This again. How can I get you to believe we're divorced? You could just ask your son and know the truth. Ugh. You bring up such a foul mood when I mention it. I bet Paul is afraid the breadwinner abandoned him. Oh, poor Paul. That's why you need to come live with us immediately. And I can't believe you just quit your job. By the way, I heard you contacted my parents. They gave you the same answer as I did, but you didn't believe them. Instead, you yelled at them. Enough blabbering. Start preparing to move in and find a new job immediately. As the ex-wife, you'll care for our wheelchair-bound son for life. Not like you could remarry anyway. My remarriage prospects are none of your business. My life is mine to decide. I feel even more sorry for my son. Try to understand how your irresponsibility hurts him. Who's being irresponsible? I made the decision to take back my life. That doesn't mean abandoning the family. Our bond as a family should be mutually respected. I have continued to respect it, but that respect was not reciprocated. I can't believe this. Let me explain. I quit my job to follow my new husband's career relocation. What? New husband? Paul hasn't relocated. He had to quit after the accident. That's not what I meant. I mean, I've remarried. Huh? Remarried? Yes. My current husband is in a job that requires frequent relocating over the next decade or so. So I chose to work remotely. Understand? What the hell? So, you're the one who cheated? I'll sue you for damages. Be prepared. You know, Brittany, I met my new husband through matchmaking a year after divorcing Paul. So how does that make sense? You're just telling convenient lies. A divorce now would clearly mean abandoning your wheelchair-bound husband. When did the accident happen? 6 months ago. Our divorce was 5 years before that, so I have zero reason to be involved now, right? Of course not. When he got into the accident, he said his wife caught him cheating. So he fled with the mistress by car, driving too fast and crashing. Actually, I didn't witness any affair. I hired a private investigator to uncover his cheating. What? If you want, I can show you the investigation report from that time. Wait. So what was Paul talking about? Well, could he have cheated again after remarrying? Huh? He might be talking about his current wife. Wait, what? Anyway, you have to clarify everything with Paul. If you keep harassing me, I'll explore legal options. Excuse me. Just a moment. This isn't over. The conclusion won't change. Paul wouldn't do such a thing. You're mistaken. Then you should check with him yourself. Our issues are settled. I can't believe my son cheated again. Whether you believe it depends on his actions. So look into what he did properly. It's hard to take your word for it. Review the investigation report. It shows the truth. To avoid further misunderstanding, I'll excuse myself now. I'm sorry to keep messaging you, but I really need to discuss something with you. I'll be brief. Can you spare some time? I don't have anything to talk with you. I understand if you feel our discussions are over, but please hear me out. What is it? Paul finally told me everything. I see. So you understand now that what I've been saying is the truth? Yes, I suppose so. He didn't want me to know that his affair caused your divorce. That's why he claimed you grew distant from the family because you disliked associating with them. He also couldn't admit that he remarried his affair partner back then. I see. But then he cheated again with someone else, causing that accident. As his mother, I had to find out the truth about him cheating and the accident with a mistress. I understand. Now that you do, that's all I needed. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait. This is the main point. What is it? Would you consider reconciling with Paul? What? You said you work remotely now, meaning you're always home. You are in the perfect environment to take care of him. You loved each other once, and your current marriage was arranged. So ending it may be easier than a love match. His affair partner is out of the picture too. You and Paul could start over again. Who are you to say that? What? First of all, it was your constant nagging as a mother-in-law that first made me consider divorce. Me? Not just in person. Endless needling, phone calls, texts, emails, a barrage of snide remarks, and insults I'll never forget. I didn't mean to. Anyway, I have no intention of divorcing my current husband. So leave me alone. Wait. I apologize for any grief I caused you. But please, help us. I didn't know he was troubled even after remarrying. We're both in very difficult situations now. We need your help. Please don't abandon us. That's impossible. I can't go back to the past. I'm remarried now. Please do not contact me again. Goodbye. That whole incident was entirely due to my former mother-in-law acting on her own. She was desperately trying to make me take care of Paul again. But it was all based on her own misguided assumptions. When Paul found out what she had done, I heard he really laid into her. I wish she would reflect on how her selfish actions caused so many problems for him. After that, Brittany and Paul were left with no money, forcing them into a life of poverty together. She had to downgrade to a tiny apartment, severely cutting expenses while supporting his needs. Well, it's got nothing to do with me anymore. I am living a peaceful and happy life with my current husband. By choosing my own path, I was able to regain inner peace.
The food you made for me today was as disgusting as ever.
What?
The burger you packed me for lunch. The meat was like a hockey puck. The bread was soggy. How could you be this bad at cooking?
I didn't think it was that bad.
You must be delusional. A good wife should be able to cook well for her husband. You should take notes from my mom.
Yeah, but your mom is just really good at cooking. You know I used to cook in a restaurant, so I don't think my cooking is as bad as you say it is.
Get a grip. I don't want to hear any more excuses out of you.
Why do you have to be so critical about the way I cook? You're being really offensive. Just stop it.
I'll stop when you can make me something actually edible.
Whatever. I won't make anything else for you anymore.
You're just gonna run away from your responsibilities as a housewife.
Well, I was thinking about starting to work again.
What?
You're just going to complain about my cooking every day. I'd rather find something else to do. So I was thinking maybe I'd go back to working at a restaurant.
You're just using that as an excuse to neglect what you have to do at home. If you go back to working at a restaurant, you'd be taking away the time we have to spend together. Isn't that why you quit once we got married?
Yeah, but I just feel bad if you think the food I make for you is this awful.
Oh my god, I really don't want to have to keep having the same conversation with you, Jenny. I've been nice up till now. Stop testing my patience. Why can't you be more like my mom? She's never served me a bad meal in my life. Why don't you go learn how to cook from her? I feel bad for our future kids if they have to eat the slop you put on the table. How are you gonna feel when they tell you, Mommy, this food is nasty?
Yeah, that's why I want to go back to work in a restaurant.
And if you do, you won't finish work until late at night, right? So who's gonna make me dinner?
If you really think my cooking is that bad, why don't you just cook for yourself?
Wow, you just want to be lazy, don't you? That's it. You're fired for being my wife.
I'm not trying to be lazy. Ugh, stop being so sarcastic. You're being really mean to me.
What's the point if I cook for myself? You're the one that needs to practice and get better at making something that doesn't taste terrible. As your husband, it's my duty to eat the food you put in front of me, even if it does taste like vomit.
I really can't believe how big of a jerk you're being. If you honestly think that, I don't want to force you to eat what I make for you.
No, I'll eat it. Unfortunately, I have no choice now that I'm married to you.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to. I really don't mind if you eat whatever you want.
As a married couple, we have to support each other, don't we? So I'll keep eating your vile cooking if it means you'll eventually get better. You should be grateful you don't have to cook for anyone else but me. You don't have to work at a restaurant. Just practice cooking at home.
What about the dinner I made last night? You took one bite and then threw it in the trash.
Oh yeah, that was a real nightmare. I honestly thought you were trying to poison me. I'm shocked you thought that was fit for a human being to eat.
And then what did you say after? If this is what you expect me to eat, I'd rather find my dinner in a dumpster?
Yeah, and I meant it. Is it really too much to ask for my wife to cook something that doesn't make me want to puke? Man, I really wish my mom was still cooking for me. If only I didn't get married. Whatever. I'm a good guy. So I promise to keep biting the bullet so you can get better at cooking.
This is nonsense.
What?
If that's how you feel, does that mean you're just going to insult the way I cook forever?
Not forever. Just until you actually get better.
Where is this all coming from? You never said anything like this before we got married.
I don't remember if I did or not.
I never thought you'd complain this much.
What's your problem? Now you're trying to play the victim? You're the one who got worse at cooking. How could you possibly blame me for that? Just shut up with the excuses.
Fine, you can make your own dinner tonight. You should try at least once to do it on your own.
You're out of your mind. Cooking isn't a man's job. A man doesn't belong in the kitchen. It's embarrassing to even think about it. Me cooking would be the same as saying my wife at home is useless. I don't think you could get any worse. I believe in you to get better, so just do it.
When are you going to stop complaining?
Yeah, maybe I'll complain, but that doesn't mean I won't keep eating the food you put in front of me. Even if it tastes like dog food, I guess I have to keep eating it. Luckily for you, I'm a man that can tough it out through anything. Even if I puke, I'll keep on eating.
Why do you have to think like that? Whatever. You don't have to eat the food I make anymore.
Oh yeah?
I'm at your parents' house right now.
What are you doing there?
I had a long talk with your mom. In fact, I even cooked for her. You told me to go learn from her, didn't you?
Yeah, so what? What did you tell her?
I told her everything. I showed her everything you've been texting me.
Why would you do that?
Your mom was actually really impressed with what I made.
Oh, wow.
And then she told me that she never actually cooked for you as much as you said she did. In fact, she said she barely cooked for you at all. She couldn't believe the way you were talking to me and apologized like 100 times.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? You lied to me, didn't you?
I wouldn't say lie.
Honestly, I've had enough.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about everything. The way you lie to me, the way you talk to me, the way you insult the food I work hard to make for you. What's it going to take to make you happy?
Like I said, I never lied to you.
Whatever. I want a divorce.
What? Are you insane? Why do you want to get divorced?
I've already packed my stuff and left. That's the real reason why I'm here right now. I came to tell them I'm leaving you.
Don't go anywhere. I'm coming there right now. I'll be there as soon as I finish work.
Don't bother. Both your parents think it's for the best, too.
What? What do you mean they think it's for the best?
Now they know all about how you verbally abuse me, and how you throw away everything I make for you to eat. I told them everything.
No, you're wrong. There's a reason for why I did that.
Oh, is that an excuse? You really love excuses, don't you?
No, I'm being serious. Just listen to me. I actually love everything you've ever cooked for me. But there's always room for improvement, right? That's why I said your cooking was disgusting, even though I actually enjoyed it. I just wanted you to get even better.
Why would you do that?
I just thought if you could focus more on your cooking, you'd be able to get better.
Focus? You're the one who needs to focus on how you're talking to me. What you're saying is ridiculous.
I just wanted you to make food that I like.
How was I supposed to know what you like if you said everything I made for you was bad? It's impossible.
But everything I said was to help you. It was all to help you be a better cook.
I'm the one with the cooking experience. I'm the one who worked for a long time at a restaurant. If you can't put up with my cooking, it's the same as saying you can't put up with me at all.
I didn't mean for any of this to happen. You have to understand that. I'm really telling you the truth now.
To be honest, I couldn't care less.
Don't say that.
I've put up with this kind of abuse for nearly a year now. I'm emotionally exhausted.
What do you mean?
It means that I've decided I'm leaving you and nothing's going to change my mind.
Oh, but why? I literally just told you how delicious I think your cooking is. Like I said, I thought not telling you was for your own good. A bird will never learn to fly if it doesn't leave the nest, right? I had to push you to make you better.
What are you talking about? Now I'm the one who's sick of hearing excuses. Between yesterday and today, I've really had enough of your abuse.
Oh, please don't say that. We have a long future ahead of ourselves.
Even if, for argument's sake, you actually were tough on me to try and make me better, did you really have to throw out the food I made for you? I don't think you realize how much effort I put in so I could make that for you. Do you have any idea how long it took to make that?
Like 3 hours?
No, you idiot. It took almost a full day. All of that work for you to just take one bite and throw it out.
Jenny, I'm really sorry. I had no idea you went through all that trouble just to make dinner for me.
And on top of all of that, you forgot about our 1-year anniversary yesterday.
Just please give me a chance to make it up to you. I'm so sorry.
Too late. I'm not home, and I've already left your parents' house. The first step for me leaving you was telling your parents about it, and now that's finished. I'm not setting foot in our house again.
Don't say that. Just please cook for me one more time. I promise to be honest and tell you how good I think your cooking is.
I think it's a little late for telling the truth. You really put me through hell this past year. Your parents gave me some money to help me get through this. They said it was the least they could do after raising a son who could be so cruel to his own wife. You better work hard so you can repay your parents.
You can't be serious. Are you really leaving me?
Unlike you, I don't lie. So yes, I'm really leaving you.
Jenny, please, I love you. Just give me another chance. I'll do whatever it takes to get you back.
You're really desperate, aren't you? It's too late to fix things. Oh yeah, by the way, your parents said they've disowned you. They had no idea you were such a horrible person. I guess all that's left for you to do is to go try your excuses out on your parents. Jenny left the divorce papers with Mark's parents. Mark was reluctant at first, but he eventually signed and submitted the forms for the divorce. However, Mark was seen loitering outside of Jenny's parents' home, where he believed she was staying. There were even reports of him stalking her, and he was eventually taken into custody by the police. A restraining order was filed against him. Jenny began working at a restaurant in her old hometown. She's looking forward to finally being independent and free from Mark's abuse.